Hello and welcome to the Midweek Betting Preview brought to you by 188bet.com, the in-play specialists. We have a host of European and domestic action to look forward to this week, but first of all let's look back on the weekend just gone by. We always say 188bet.com are the in-play specialists. Well, there were some cracking in-play results that you could have got if you were betting on matches over the weekend. Fulham against Manchester United. The odds against a draw had gone out to 11.0 or 10 to 1 after Breed Hangeland's own goal for Fulham. Of course, he then steps forward up at the other end of the pitch and secures the equaliser for the Craven Cottage faithful and produces that winner at those odds of 10 to 1. Elsewhere, Birmingham had gone as big as 9.7 or nearly 9 to 1 when they went 1-0 down against Blackburn, but they came back, scored 2 goals and secured the victory at home in front of their St Andrews fans. Elsewhere, Wolves, you could have got odds of 8 to 1 or 9.0 about them coming back into the game against Everton. Sylvan Ebanks-Blake was the man whose equaliser would have landed those particular odds. And elsewhere, you could have got odds of 4.7 about West Bromwich Albion just before they scored their winning goal against Sunderland. So watch out for all of the in-play value that you can get. Now, looking at this week, the highlight of it is undoubtedly going to be Tottenham Hotspur's bid to get past the young boys of Bern and into their lucrative group stages of the Champions League. Now, nobody could have forecast the fact that they would have gone 3-0 down within 30 minutes over in Switzerland, although on this midweek betting preview last week we did suggest that young boys were a good bet in the Asian handicap market. The fact that Spurs came back and scored 2 goals means that this game is now poised very delicately. Spurs are undoubtedly favourites to go through. The odds against them winning at home on Wednesday night are as short as 1.23. Now, anybody who saw that opening half an hour will consider those to be not very good value odds at all. But having seen their comeback and having seen the way that Spurs really did deal very well with Stoke City at the Britannia Stadium at the weekend, one would suggest that the odds should certainly be in Stoke's favour. From a betting point of view, even though I think that Spurs are going to go through, I think that the betting value lies in young boys scoring the first goal. They really did get about Spurs very quickly and very effectively at home, and I think that they will understand and know that an away goal for them could be crucial to any hope they have of going through. The odds against the Swiss side scoring first are 4.3. I think the Spurs will come back, but that's where the betting value lies. In the Europa League, we've got Manchester City at home to FC Timisoara. They've already got an away win and they're coming back to the City of Manchester Stadium now. Very short odds, 1.15 about them going through, and I'm pretty sure that they will with no fuss whatsoever. Liverpool face a trickier task away to the Black Sea's port of Trabzon. Their performance at home against the Turkish side certainly merited more than the 1-goal lead that they take onto the away leg. But looking at history, out of the last 21 games that Liverpool have played in Europe over the last 3 years, the results that they've obtained would have seen them through in this leg on no fewer than 18 occasions. So Liverpool, it might be in their DNA, but they know how to go abroad and get a good result. The odds against them getting a win are available at odds of even money or 2.0. And if you fancy a correct score bet, knowing that Trabzonspor are going to come at them and have to score a goal, why not take odds of 16 to 1 or 17.0 about Liverpool winning by 3 goals to 1. In the Carling Cup, we've got plenty of action as well. Of course, first of all, we've got Aston Villa against Rapid Vienna in the Europa League as well. Villa have gone 1 better than they did last season. Then they took back a 1-goal deficit from Vienna and they did manage to win 2-1, but it wasn't enough. This year, it would be enough. And I fancy that 2-1 will be the scoreline again in Villa Park on Thursday night. It's a scoreline which has a bit of magic about it at Villa Park in European adventures. A couple of years ago, they won by the same scoreline against Ajax. When they went through to the quarterfinals of the UEFA Cup back in '98, they won by the same score against Atletico Bilbao and Atletico Madrid. And then in, of course, 1982, when Aston Villa won the European Cup, along the way, they beat Dynamo Berlin from the old East Germany by exactly that scoreline of 2-1. So I fancy that scoreline to be the case again against Rapid Vienna on Thursday night. And in return, you can back it at odds of 8.0 or nearly 7 to 1. Back then to the Carling Cup, and it's a second round of fixtures where people will be looking at lower league sides causing upsets and knocking out Premier League opposition. You've got to look though at the fact that the Premier League, the gap between the Premier League and the lower reaches of the Football League is probably wider now than it ever has been. And there are 3 sides from the Premier League who are available at odds against to make progress at this stage of the Carling Cup. I would highlight Bolton, who had a great win against West Ham on Saturday, as being particularly good value at 2.4 for their trip down to St Mary's, and a Southampton side that have really failed to fire so far this season. You can also get odds of 2.07 about Wigan away at Hartlepool. I know it's not been a great start to the season for the Latics, but they did show enough in the first half against Chelsea to suggest that they will be able to put their best foot forward in the North East and account for Hartlepool at those odds of 2.07. And finally, I would suggest that Blackpool at 2.4. I know they lost 6-0 against Arsenal on Saturday, but at 2.4 against the MK Dons, who themselves conceded 4 goals away to Carlisle on Saturday, is just too big a price to pass up. So that's it. Plenty of betting opportunities all through the week in Europe and in the Carling Cup. I hope you enjoy it all, and remember to watch out for the in-play betting opportunities which will be arising from all of those matches. And join us again next Friday when we'll be previewing not only the latest round of fixtures in the Barclays Premier League, but also the opening of the season in Spain, with La Liga coming back to your screens and back into the footballing consciousness. Until then, have a great week and enjoy all of your betting on 188bet.com.